There was alarm and anger in Papua New Guinea's parliament last week when an inquiry revealed that gender-based and sorcery-related violence is increasing in the country. Port Moresby Governor Paus Pakop, who presented the reports before the House, said that gender-based and sorcery-related violence is largely unreported. The damning inquiry found at least 28% of women between the ages of 15 and 49 have experienced sexual violence. Whina Funua has more.
The numbers that we hear today are alarming, and we should be ashamed of the facts. GBV is a cancer that rots away at the very foundation of what our society and Christian beliefs are based on.
Passionate speeches were made on the floor of Papua New Guinea's Parliament House last Thursday, following the presentation of a damning report that found that gender-based and sorcery-related violence continued to be widespread and unreported. According to the inquiry, PNG health authorities have reported over 63,000 cases of physical violence since 2018, and that number is expected to soon exceed 100,000. Port Moresby Governor Paus Pakop, who chaired the Permanent Parliamentary Committee on Gender-Based Violence, which conducted the inquiry, said the figures resembled a war-torn country.
They advise us that the data is only, and I quote from their presentation, only the tip of the iceberg, a catastrophic human rights violation alarming for a country not at war. Mr. Deputy Speaker and members of Parliament, we are not at war. We have not declared a war, but in reality we are at war. If not addressed, they go on, that they suggest that the case of violence presented at health services around the country could exceed more than 100,000 a year.
Paus Pakop recommended that government restrict anyone convicted of domestic violence from entering Parliament. Minister of Labour and only one of two women in PNG's Parliament, Casey Sawang, supported the recommendation. Minister Sawang said Papua New Guinea had signed a number of international conventions against GBV, but it continued to plague the country. She said the government had to take the lead in addressing the crisis.
We have every right. It is our right to live in a free, fair and just society. We cannot be subject to violence. There shouldn't be any double standard in this country. And we are a state organization. We are a state. And it is the responsibility of the state to protect its citizens. We have a social contract as government. We have a social contract to our people, and one of that is to protect our most vulnerable. And it so happens that we women and girls in Papua New Guinea, and also the youth, we become the most vulnerable.
Prime Minister James Marape also expressed support of Pakop's inquiry. Marape condemned men who engaged in domestic violence and sorcery as being unchristian. He said women needed to be acknowledged as equals.
The mother of Melanisa is an asset to the society. She anchors the household, anchors the family, anchors the tribe, and anchors the community. Together, this parliament, this time, why don't we agree and rise up? Take back PNG Mitogel, one of something. Start at the home, and it starts first. Let's protect our wives, our mothers, and our daughters amongst us. In doing this, we would secure the future of our country.
According to the inquiry, more than half of women between the ages of 15 and 49 have experienced physical violence in PNG, while 28% have experienced sexual violence. The study also found that on average, almost 400 people are accused of sorcery each year, with at least 65 of the accused confirmed to have been killed.